All right, we're over here on our mountain farm project. I'm excited to show it to you. Let's take a look. I'm at the entrance of this house. We've got the roofing done, we've got the gutters, siding's complete, and we're working on the facade. We're currently working on the stone. We've got some nice cypress beam wraps. It's gonna be really cool. We're still working on painting. Next up is gonna be the light fixtures. We've got the great Anderson series front door. I love these doors. They're triple locking, so you can pull up on the handle, nice and secure. You can adjust the hinges fully, so anytime you need to adjust the door, you've got full control over it. I love those. This project has a lot of bluestone. I love working with this. We're gonna continue this bluestone walkway past the entrance here, and it's gonna curve to the exposed aggregate driveway we're getting ready to put in. I did some work with the clients to lay out a curved driveway. What I like to do with driveways like this is draw up an aerial shot, show the curves, and once I have that, I can scale it and lay it out with the concrete crews that are gonna pour it. On this house, we've gone for a rough sawn hemlock, and it's shiplapped, and we've got a high quality rain screen behind it. So this is gonna be a long-lasting siding. A lot of dust on it right now. That's because we've been doing a lot of masonry work, so we're gonna get that all cleaned up. It's a really affordable material, and it does not need much maintenance. That's the great thing about it. You may want to re-up the stain on this every, 5, 10 years, 15 years, just depending, but it's not like some other wood products that you need to stain it every 2 years to keep it in good shape. Here's the porch off the back bedroom. We decided to do post wraps so that we can pick a material that's really stable but not have to buy large timbers for the cost. Doing these post wraps are nice because it lets us decide the profile, the size, get the look right, and we don't have to make the decision early on in the process before we even start framing the house. All right, here's the back porch. We've got a fire pit over there, and we've got some cool aspects of this porch. One, the view is just ridiculous, but we are gonna install some electric ceiling heaters. So if it's getting into late fall, early spring, you can turn those on and just have a little bit of comfort while you're sitting up here on the porch. This whole house has a central speaker system where you can pick which room, which location you have music in. So we've got a couple of speakers on the porch here too that you can tie in with the main system on the house. We've been working with some premier stonemasons on this project. A big element of this is all the bluestone. We've got it on all the porches, we've got it on the fire pit, the walkways, we've got some inside the house. All right, we're on the fire pit with the view right behind us. Just finished installing these circular capstones. This takes a bit of work to get right, but when you do, everything lines up and it's beautiful. The radiuses take a bit of work, so I actually drew it up on the computer, made sure that I could specify exactly the right size of the pieces. We went with a mechanical locked standing seam roof on this project. We've got a couple of low pitch slopes, and a mechanical seam holds up a little bit better than your typical snap lock standing seam roof. All right, we're inside the house. We just wrapped up the majority of this fireplace. This is one we've been focused on getting all the details right on. So a lot of fireplaces have surrounds and hearths. They can be stone, they can be tile. This one we actually cast out of concrete. It's a super nice look. What that allows us to do is we can design the fireplace to fit the space with the dimensions we want, and then we can cast it to that size and fit it in. This is a surround. Some fireplaces don't have it, some have them out of different materials. Again, this one we chose to do out of concrete just to keep the look consistent. And this piece weighs approximately 400 pounds. So Orion and his crew are getting ready to install the pantry cabinetry. And we've got them all staged out here. Do you want to explain kind of the process that we're in right now?
Yeah, so we just picked these up from our cabinet maker, Calvin, down in Rocky Mount. And we brought them up, and now we are prepping the space, making sure that everything is going to fit as it should, making sure that we know the plan as it has been laid out by Luke, making sure that we know each piece and where it's supposed to go. And then we get into more of the details from there and start to cut things to make them fit. Make sure as we're installing, everything is in line, level, plumb.
There's always slight wall plane differences. Even though every box that comes in is square, sometimes it's from problem solving. And going through all the pieces together is always a big part of making sure that we've got a good game plan for everything fitting in together. That's where I can draw it nice and perfectly on paper and then hand it to Orion and say, all right, good luck, bro, you got it. Throughout this whole house, we're doing faux beams on the inside, but we're doing them to such a high degree of skill and quality. These are the beams that we're getting ready to mount in the ceiling of the great room of this house. Trim installer, who is just epic. He does like the best work I've ever seen. He took these all to his shop. He did a locking joint on these so that it looks like one big beam. The focus we put into sourcing the material, selecting the grade, and then down to each individual board of how the grain patterns match, which part of the house they're facing. We put thought into all of that so that when you walk into the house, it's got such a cohesive feel of how all the pieces fit together. All right, I'm over here with master tile installer Jake Thomas. He's been doing a stellar job on this. I'm gonna get him to walk through some of the installation with me.
So for your floor surfaces, there's so many options when it comes to tile. One of my favorites to include is a heated floor system. For the interior of the shower, I'm also always really excited about these linear drains that are hidden. The water from the shower will roll down into this trough here, and with this tile insert, it creates a virtually invisible drain. I finished installing the tile yesterday, got to do some grouting. The grout I like to use, it's an acrylic grout. It's not a cementitious grout, so it doesn't crack or stain or mold like some older grouts do.
As you can see, we got a lot going on. This project's nearing the end. We're putting all the final puzzle pieces together, and we can't wait for our clients to move in.